The outside looks nice today. Maybe I'm going to... Rabbit of Death. So here's how I stack my books. On the top shelf, there are all the books that are from my childhood. And by filming that, I realized that I actually don't have a strategy for organizing my books at all, because I just stack them somewhere because there's no space left. So I just have to squeeze them in where they fit, and that's it. It's the same with DVDs, which you might see on the right side of the shelf. I stack them anywhere. Somewhere. So I decided to speed that part up a bit just to save some time. And yeah, you can see like all my books. I've got Lord of the Rings in 3 different versions. The colored one is English, and then the green one is the German one, and the red one is another German version, but all 3 books in 1 book. That's how freaky I am. I have 3 different versions. Did you see the Brown Lion? I got that one from La Réunion, where I did an exchange from my school. That was awesome. Now the camera is just moving weirdly because I wasn't really looking where I was filming, so I sometimes filmed like left or right of the shelf. And Reclam, as you can see there, is a pretty good it's a publisher, whatever. The Reclam stuff is very big. It publishes all the classic novels for school and stuff where you read them, and they're actually very cheap. Oh, I've got a lot of Garfield comics. 4 of these Garfield comics are in English, and I have 2 Harry Potter books, the 6th and 7th. That's in English too, and I love them all. This is Asterix. I don't know if you know him, but I loved reading the comics when I was younger. And he's a French guy. Do you know him? He's pretty popular in Europe. And in the end, there are all my big books, which I can't put anywhere else because they're so huge. So I just have to put them there in no particular order, as you might have noticed. With my movies it's similar, but there's one difference, because I keep track of which movies I already watched in this book, and I check them if I saw them. There are so many movies starting with D. So I quickly have to answer to you, Nella. Did I pronounce your name correctly? Because I totally have to agree with you, and I also always do lists with things I have to do and stuff, and I never keep up to them. Almost every day I wake up in the morning and then I do a list with things I have to do, and then I write them down, you know, in order not to forget them. But then I always end up lost in the internet and watching hack games or doing senseless stuff, and then it's 2 o'clock in the night, and then I think, okay, maybe I should go to bed or something. Here's a good example for me being senseless, because I did this. It took me 1 whole day, okay, 1 whole day, to do all of this. It's a list with all of my working days, when I worked, and how long I worked, and where I did it, and how much money that got me, and all that stuff. And I only have next Saturday to work, and then I'm finished. So actually I don't need that anymore, and I did this 2 days ago. And when I did work, I used to scribble the stuff down, and it looked like this, and it was really messy, you know. I mean, compare. You get my point? I just write down all these lists to get my day-to-day life neat and tidy, because in reality I have no idea what to do with my life. I realized that it doesn't really help me, because if I have a plan, then I think I control the chaos, but I don't. See ya next Sunday. Pretty sunset.